And can you imagine being in a nightclub when an earthquake hits? 3:34 a.m. local time Saturday morning. Scary stuff. Here's the latest. Heavy destruction in Concepcion, which is Chile's second largest city.
It was so intense, and I was seeing the sky changing colors, and it was really sort of apocalypse now thing.
Huh. So, Cecilia, that sounds pretty frightening, but was it a sharp jolt, or did it just sort of build, and how long did this last?
Well, I've been discussing the duration, the lasting of the earthquake, because for me it was.
Se acaba de cortar la luz. Cuidado con los focos. Tranquilo.
You can hear the panic among survivors as the earthquake shook that region. The initial quake lasted 90 seconds. That's a long 90 seconds for those folks. Now a comparison to help put those moments into perspective. Saturday's quake in Chile was 700 to 800 times stronger than the earthquake that struck Haiti last month. Chile, of course, has a history of big earthquakes. Before Saturday's, the most recent hit last year, a 6.5 magnitude quake off the country's northern coast. And in 1960, as we've mentioned, the world's biggest earthquake since 1900 hit the country. The 9.5 magnitude quake leveled the city of Valdivia and killed more than 1,600 people. It also launched a tsunami that was felt as far away as Hawaii and Japan.
Thousands are dead. 1/4 of the nation, over 2 million homeless. Whole cities have been reduced to shambles.
The 1960 quake, about 10 times greater than today's, shook Chile for 11 horrifying minutes and sent shockwaves around the world, triggering destructive tsunamis. 15 hours later, a 35-foot wave smashed into Hilo on the Big Island of Hawaii, more than 6,000 miles away. 1,600 houses destroyed, 185 people dead or missing. A day later, a deadly 18-foot wave slammed into Japan. Tsunamis swept across the Pacific from the Philippines to California.
Along the California coast, it swept in at an angle, ripping coastal installations and causing heavy damages.
It wasn't the worst earthquake ever, but it was the worst ever recorded. For the first time, a quake's tremendous power and reach were picked up by sensors newly placed around the globe to monitor Cold War nuclear testing by the U.S. and Soviet.
Say 5 cities face the greatest risk. Jakarta, Indonesia, a country still recovering from the deadly quake and tsunami in 2004. Seattle. Big ones don't hit Seattle very often, but if one does, neither it nor any of the nearby Pacific Northwest cities is as well prepared as, say, San Francisco. Iran's capital, Tehran, is number 3 on the list. The entire country, frankly, vulnerable. More than 30,000 died when a quake hit the city of Bam in 2003. Tokyo is number 2 on the list. They get plenty of quakes. They're prepared. But so many people living in so little space means casualties could be high. And the number 1 on the danger list is Los Angeles, California. The last so-called big one hit the city in 1857. Seismologists say it gets one every 150 years, so it is due.
The quake in Haiti was a 7.0, killing more than 200,000 people. The quake in Chile registered 8.8, as much as 800 times stronger. The death toll less than 1,000 so far. Why is that? Geography for one thing. The Port-au-Prince quake was in shallow earth 15 miles from the city. The Chile quake was 30 miles off the coast, deep underwater.
Via, per favore, via! Filippo! Fuori!
Madonna! È pazzesco! Incredibile! Correte! 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 Madonna santissima! Guarda come si muove! Ma è rimasto qualcuno dentro! Fuori! Chi c'è? Chi c'è? Via! Via! Patrizia, vieni qua dove sono io!
Chile is one of the wealthiest and most transparent countries in South America. Haiti is the poorest and among the most corrupt in the Western Hemisphere. So how does Haiti get the money and enforcement power to change the rules and build safe buildings?
We know that this area is one of the highest risk area in the whole world. It's a really dangerous area, and still the new construction do not have the use of the latest technology. This is cost, we're talking about $20 billion, right? And also 200,000 deaths. You can prepare for probably thousands of the cost and no death.
Who messed it up so bad in Haiti?
We did. Engineers.
And Venezuelan leader Hugo Chavez has once again accused the United States of playing God. But this time it's Haiti's disastrous earthquake that he thinks the U.S. was behind. Spanish newspaper ABC quotes Chavez as saying that the U.S. Navy launched a weapon capable of inducing a powerful earthquake off the shore of Haiti. He adds that this time it was only a drill, and the final target is destroying and taking over Iran. The existence of a tectonic weapon has never been proved, but its use is often suspected by conspiracy theorists. For example, the leader of Georgia's Green Party accused Russia of being behind an earthquake on Georgian territory in 2002.
Okinawa apparently had a big earthquake about 50 miles from it, and Chad Myers is all over this thing.
A strong earthquake hit Okinawa, southern Japan at 5:31 a.m. local time Saturday or 8:31 p.m. Friday UTC.